Hi, it's Ben from the EdTech team. Today I'm just going to record a short video on my impressions and observations of a Learn Moodle Basics 3.5 that I just attended and completed. And it's a 4-week introductory course for beginners on understanding how to use Moodle, and it's aimed at teachers to learn Moodle. It's run every 6 months by Moodle HQ, and I did it just to get a bit of a look at how Moodle puts a course together. And I want to offer this as a best practice example for online courses. It's very short, but has many examples of how a facilitated online course could look like. Just a couple of notes about this Moodle. It's using the Boost theme, which is a core Moodle theme, and it covers, a good range of activities and resources for a beginner course. But I won't talk really much about the resources in depth. I'll do that in another video. So let's have a look. I have to log in. Okay, so just having a look over here at the navigation, there's 6 sections. The general is the overview. There are 4 sections for the weeks of content. And the last section here is extra resources. So it's very short. Let's have a look at the general section in detail a bit. It has, this is, I guess, the course overview, and it has about the course, important dates, course FQA, and an introduction activity, which is sort of like an engagement activity to introduce yourself, and then a couple of choice activities here. So very clean and neat. I just quickly show you the about the course section. It's a book, has a couple of short videos of the facilitators, goes through how to use the course, course overview, which is set out nice and clearly, and lastly certificates and badges. So it explains how you can get the certificates and badges along the way. That's really nice. And then of course you got important dates, which are highlighted for activities, assignments, etc. that are important. That's there. Just go back, and then also you have the FAQ here, which is just question and answer format, but that's quite good. It's got pictures and images in there. I want to talk about the layout, and what I really liked about this course was the way it was organised. So the content and activities, they appear in a logical order. If we look here, you've got the week and title and the dates, and you work through activities from the top to the bottom. With the core activities, of course, in this section, which come first, and then the optional activities underneath. You can sort of see that here there's completion tracking, and I'll talk a bit about that in a minute. But again, the resources are first. You can see that's a page, and then that's a book, which is quite nice because you can see that you're consuming the content, the knowledge bits are here, and then the exercises, etc., activities are underneath, which are the doing parts. And I'll just show you one section, the 1 week tutorial and task. So each week had this sort of arrangement where you have an overview of the tasks with the video for that week, some important information here, and then of course the actual list of tasks to be completed, which is really nice and clear. If I go back, actually I should have just gone forward into the next activity, which is the book. Here the content is contained in a book, and we all know that's a good way of organising lots of content. So they've got videos and all sorts of things here, links to different documents, etc. So that was laid out really nicely. It was detailed, nice descriptions of what to do, and there was activities to complete. And then finally, you can see here there was a quiz, which was a major part of the knowledge from all of the content here, like a nice consolidation quiz at the end. I'll talk about how they built engagement. So of course they've got forums, and you can see the very first one was a forum that was used a lot each week. There was ask questions even in the additional activities. Down here, another central part of engagement was the live session, which was run each week. And I'll just go in. This was used with via the big blue button, which is a plugin that's equivalent to using something like Adobe Connect, like a virtual classroom, and it was used to touch base with learners and keep people on track. So here it was recorded, so I couldn't attend, so I was able to watch the video later. But I'll just open it up, but I won't play it. Here it is. Here you'll see the presenters here, and then there's a thread here for the text discussion. What was really good about this was they had a summary of the focus, or they summarised the focus, of the week's tasks, and highlighted any important things to do or tasks that were due or coming up. And then they went over the course outline for the week, next week's content, and demonstrated how the activities were going, worked, or how to complete homework. And then finally, they had a question and answer segment for the session for students to ask questions and seek clarification, etc., make their observations. So that was the interactive part there. That was quite good. There was a lot of people when I was watching the video who attended that. So a really important part of the engagement of a week, on the weekly basis. They use chat as well, which I'll just go down and show you a chat. There's a chat activity. Again, it was in the additional activities, but there was a lot of engagement there. And what was nice here is that they posted the script, or the chat here, so you could read what everyone was talking about and sharing in the chat. So that was a nice idea. Also, I thought the upcoming events block over here, which links to the calendar, was also a way of getting engagement, because they've put important dates here for certain activities to be completed, and such as here there was a workshop activity. It was done in 2 stages. However, I downloaded and logged into the Moodle mobile app, and I was able to, it gave me notifications here when things were coming up, or when they were coming up to be due. So that was really good from a learner's perspective when, just from my phone, I was able to get prompted about these things that were needed to, the dates and important things that needed to be done. So that was quite good. I'll just go back to the course and just talk about now course completion and how effective that was. So here you can see how they've set up activity completion. So course completion has been set. Activity completion has been set on every activity and resource, you can see here. And the resources or activities that were identified as that you could decide when you had completed was a manual completion, has a manual completion status. So you can see how it's got here, this one here with the solid line is when you manually complete the activity. So I click on it when I feel I have completed or read through this book. That was quite good. I could visually see as I was progressing down what was done, what hadn't been done. The other one was the automatic completion, which is this one where it has the dotted line, and that completion is based on the settings of that activity. So I'll just quickly show you. For the introduction activity, you can see the completion info here was very clear. You needed to start an activity, a discussion or reply, which would automatically tick that box as being complete. So you can see there were a number of those, and at the start here there were 2 activities that you needed to do, about sharing your data, and then this one, which was really good, I didn't mention at the beginning, was a choice to put yourself into a group, and it's called a group, I think group choice group it's called, and here it was how you wanted to progress through the course. So all at once, meaning you get all of the content displayed to you, or if you were, you felt that would be overwhelming, you could choose step by step, which would it would be set up so that this group would just show you the week's tasks. They would open up week by week. So there was that choice there, and that was quite good. I could see how that could be useful, not only at a course level like this one was set up, but this could be useful for, just activities, getting students into groups, and them choosing the group that they want to be in for whatever activity you're wanting to run. So that's probably quite a good plugin to look at. What else? There was a course completion block, which was added to the course in week 3, and you can see here it's complete and how many activities were complete. I'll just show you that. There's a bit of a summary there. But when they weren't completed or hadn't been completed, you would have seen it here as you progressed, and that was quite good. Also, they set up badges and certificates, but I'll show you the badges first. There were 3. There was a participant badge, so you would get that badge when you completed that forum activity, the initial one, and the completer one was finishing the whole course. You would get that badge, and there was another one for participating or helping others, so helper one, and the facilitator would award that one based on how you helped other people throughout the course. there was also the certificate. I can show you that, and that was an automatic generated certificate at the end, which was quite good. This is it's called a custom certificate, and it's a plugin to get a custom certificate with your name printed or put on the form, the certificate. And lastly, I want to talk about competencies. They use competencies just as a way of, I guess, introducing the idea and how it could be used in a simple course like this. Here you have an overview of the competencies, each competency here, and the activity that basically fulfills that competency. So this one's understanding course setup, and then that information comes from the first quiz, and you can see how there's a number of competencies here that are attached to the first quiz. There's 3. You can click into this and it will show you more, bit of an overview, details, and also related to the course competencies is the learning plans, and you can find that under profile, learning plans down here. And this is the learning plan for this course, Moodle Basics, and this is another view, and see how the competencies are linked to this plan. So if I click on this one here, it gives you all of the details here, how I was competent for this one, and it links actually to the activity. So this is great for compliance if we start setting up competency frameworks and learning plans linking to activities and things that for evidence of assessment. Another thing I wanted to show you was, go back just quickly, the grades. I didn't show you that, but that was just here where the weekly quizzes are kept here, and the summative one, and the major homework, workshop homework. And then that's just the single user report. There's an overview here, but this one looks better. Okay, and so just to sum up, this was an excellent course just to get some ideas, and I think it's a good example of best practice for online courses. Even though it was short, it had all of the features. It was that kept people engaged. It was building engagement through the activities, the live sessions and the chats. It was well structured. In its layout design, the instructional text for the activities, course completion, activity completion, it was all well set up. So thanks for watching.